Well, we're now in video number 9 in our AI for non-technical CxOs course. And now we're getting into how are we going to bring this thing to life. And today we're going to talk about what's called a composable architecture. But stick with me because I'm going to explain it in really simple terms. I've been in the cloud and SaaS space for more than 20 years. And when I was first speaking with customers and explaining to them about the choices that they're going to make, I used to use the analogy of getting on a train at a train station. In that, when you're getting on a train, it's less important about where you are right now and much more important about the destination and where you're going. Because by buying into the vendor's roadmap, their innovation, and their future pathway is really the journey that you are going to go on as a customer. There are many companies that jumped on the Salesforce train very early on in the 2000s and that have seen their own innovation and development succeed because of all of the code that Salesforce wrote and deployed as their journey continued. But with AI, it's a little bit different because we're not just going to get on one train, we're going to get on multiple trains. There is so much innovation going on, so many new vendors, so many different ways of approaching it, that we really are going to live in a multi-model world where, unlike choosing one CRM or one HR platform or one payroll provider, you're going to have a world where you have multiple models and tools that support those. So I think instead of getting on a train, a little bit more like having a travel pass, which gives you access or gives your teams access to everything that they need when they need it. So this is what this composable architecture is. It is, I like to think of Lego. Imagine lots and lots of Lego bricks that you used to play with as a child, where you can build whatever you want depending on how the mood takes you. And that's really what we want to build with our AI architecture. So let me try and draw it as a very high level and easy to understand example. So let's say we've got our AI control center. This is what is managed at your corporate organizational level. It might be managed by your chief AI officer. It might be managed by a combination of your CIOs and CTOs. It might be managed by your chief data and analytics officer. But this is what sits centrally in your organization, not necessarily down in each of the individual business units and functions. Within your AI control center, you will have multiple AI models, the LLMs. This may be a blend of closed source, which are the proprietary platforms like an Anthropic or an OpenAI, or they may be open source, such as Meta's Llama or any other models that you can actually use within your own organization. In addition to that, you're going to need access to all of your data. And as we saw in the video yesterday, when we think of data, we're thinking about knowledge, not just ones and zeros and structured data. We're thinking about your operating procedures. We're talking about the templates, the frameworks, the guides, the processes. And we want to make all of this available to anyone in your team that is wanting to use your AI control center. So how do we get all of that data available and usable by your teams? Next up, user interfaces. How are your teams going to engage with these models? Are they going to be using tools like ChatGPT Enterprise or Claude and their Teams package so that people can actually access it directly? Or are you going to build in-house interfaces that use the APIs to access these? So thinking about how people are going to access and consume your AI models through either proprietary systems or through your own tools. Next up, analytics. understanding how people are using these tools, understanding the governance, the ethics, the biases, and making sure that at a global level, you are happy and comfortable with the way your AI control center is working. Next, you might hear a lot about AI agents. AI agents are tools that are using these AI models, not just to provide answers, but actually to take action on those, closing off support tickets, approving expenses, helping sellers to sell, actually taking action and taking on work that would have been done by a human. And bringing all of this together, orchestration, something in the middle that is going to pull all of this together and allow your teams to build these more complex and multi-step AI workflows. Now, this course is for non-technical CxOs, so I'm not going to get into any of the details of what these products or vendors are or about how you bring this together. The key thing that I want you to come away with is to think about this travel pass. The goal here is not to pick the best AI model or the best data platform or the best analytics platform or the best AI agents platform. It is to build an architecture that allows you to pick and choose and to swap in and out different tools and models depending on the specific use case. And so when people from your technology team come to you and say, we need to buy this model, and you say, but haven't we already got that model? That's what I want you to have in mind, this idea of creating this multipass that you can provide people with access to whatever tool they need. So that concludes today's video, where we've looked at how do you build a future-proof system by developing this AI control center that allows you to swap in and out pieces of Lego depending on how technology evolves. And in tomorrow's video, we're going to start exploring the change enablement program, which is so important because this is about people change and process change as much as it is about technology change. And I'll see you there.